What's going on, Jerome's? So, as the Vikings are over across the pond, Dublin, then London, the question is, what's going to happen with the quarterback position for the Minnesota Vikings? Can Carson Wentz perform well enough to hang on to the job, or will it go back to a first-year starting quarterback, JJ McCarthy? And Wentz did an admirable job of being a game manager, 14-20, $173, 2 touchdowns against the Bengals. Of course, getting spotted, a couple defensive touchdowns, as well as having Jordan Mason pounding the rock kind of helps. Kind of helps things out. But it is Carson Wentz, Redhead Redemption 2, Electric Boogaloo. Hey, 6 teams in 6 years, F you. I'm a veteran, former number 2 overall pick, former second team All-Pro, MVP candidate. I am Carson Wentz. I am the pride of NDSU Bison. Hear me roar. All that stuff. But, of course, JJ McCarthy, it's like, I know people act like, hey, he played 7 bad quarters out of 8. Well, the Vikings played 7 bad quarters out of 8 in totality. It wasn't all just on, it was on number 9. Obviously, if Carson Wentz was in there, the Vikings would have beat the Falcons by 75. No. It was bad all around. The offensive line was bad. Play calling was bad. And I understand the decision to go with McCarthy is amplified by the fact that Sam Darnold, as well as Daniel Jones, me and Daniel Jones are looking pretty damn good. But JJ is the dude. Also, he got beat to hell. Yeah, absolutely beat to hell. Oh, hey, Justin School? Hey, you going to block today? No. Also, can we not act like this did not happen? Again, all 7 bad quarters out of 8. Yeah, one pretty damn good quarter. National television against a division rival. It seems like that's kind of important. Long story longer, CBS Sports, Jeff Kerr, who, I don't know, maybe a real person, might not be. It might be one of those AI-generated things. You never know. Actually, that's more USA Today or Sports Illustrated, whatever. Week 3, overreactions. Time for the Falcons to go back to Cousins, blah, blah, blah. And for the Vikings, Carson Wentz should remain the starting quarterback for the Vikings. Overreaction or reality? Reality. Unfortunately for JJ McCarthy, it wasn't going to take much for Wentz to play better than him as a starting quarterback. McCarthy was awful for the first 2 games. Is now sidelined with a right high ankle sprain. Wentz played well in his absence, going 14-23 for $173 and 2 touchdowns to 0 interceptions in a dominant 48-10 victory. This is Wentz's first game with multiple passing touchdowns and 0 interceptions since Christmas Day in 2021. And this happened for a quarterback who wasn't on a roster a month ago. On passes of 10-plus air yards, Wentz went 5 of 10 for 99 and 85 passer rating as the Vikings eased him into the offense. Wentz will get another shot to start next Sunday in London against the Steelers, but he's better than McCarthy right now and allows the Vikings to win games. The Vikings should ride Wentz as long as they can at this point, even though they'll likely go back to McCarthy once he's healthy, which, I don't know, seems like the plan. Roll with Wentz until McCarthy's is healthy. But you're talking about reality. Carson Wentz remain the starting quarterback for the Vikings. Who's it going to be? The Bro Show? I don't know. Maybe it should be. And obviously, JJ McCarthy is along for this international trip. Didn't practice across the pond in Dublin on Friday. But we'll see about him ramping up against the Browns this week. But I don't know, like throwing him out there on the Tottenham pitch against one of the best defenses in the league, especially if that right ankle isn't 100%. So I would honestly give Wentz the next 2 games against Steelers and the Browns. And if he lights it up, he lights it up. If he looks like 2007 Tom Brady, absolutely. Go with Carson Wentz. Even though I'm a huge JJ McCarthy supporter, I do not believe that he is infallible at this point. And plus, if Carson Wentz comes up and lights it up, yes. But also, in the Bengals game, what did Carson Wentz do that JJ McCarthy can't? With good protection, with a good running game, and T.J. Hockenson actually dialed in, I don't know, right? You could say, well, he could have thrown a pick 6. Justin Jefferson's already taken full responsibility for breaking off his route for the pick 6. So whatever. Unless you're calling Justin Jefferson a liar, don't know. But a couple things at play here. So J.J. McCarthy is the plan all off season, and you're going to throw that away after 2 games? 2 games is not enough of a sample size to form an opinion. And honestly, if you're calling JJ McCarthy a bust after 2 games, 7 quarters bad out of 8. Again, the entire team was bad, 7 out of 8 quarters. So I know I hear it. If you're already deeming JJ McCarthy a bust, you already had your mind made up. And you were just looking for confirmation bias. So honestly, your opinion Sacked 9 times, 53.3% pressure rate. Again, Justin School, Christian Darrisaw. Justin School, Christian Darrisaw. And just juxtapose things. Would Carson Wentz have operated at the same high level if he had Justin School watching his blind side? Would JJ McCarthy have done well or better with Darrisaw out there? Yes. Also, Wentz is going to get Jordan Addison back. So that's going to be a big deal. And again, JJ McCarthy is the plan all offseason. And do you think Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell are just going to trash that after 2 games? Especially after that fourth quarter come prep. Now, if JJ McCarthy was straight up booty for all 8 quarters, then we could have a conversation. But, that's probably Bigfoot. He's blurry. But wasn't that the reason why the Vikings ultimately moved off from Sam Darnold? It's like, how does he do in big-time games, come from behind spots, because the way that Darnold played against the Lions and the Rams, and yes, Rams' offensive line issues, but isn't that fourth quarter magic, that moxie, what we signed up for, right? And also, isn't he going to be allowed to be better? I'm sorry that right out the gate, he's not dropping 500 yards and 5 touchdowns, right? So I honestly think that McCarthy, you can win games and develop McCarthy at the same time, because that was the freaking plan all offseason. That's why they didn't sign Darnold. That's why they didn't sign Daniel Jones. That's why they didn't sign Rodgers. Like, McCarthy is and was the plan. Plus, you do have a 3-year Super Bowl window with him on the remnants of his rookie deal before the 5th-year option. Also, ask yourself a question. This year, can you win a Super Bowl with Carson Wentz? Yes or no? If the answer is no, you go with the kid, right? Because can you win a Super Bowl with JJ McCarthy? You don't know. But also, it's going to aid you in these next 3 years, right? But right now, I'm all for it. Like, hey, if the answer is yes, Carson Wentz can win you a Super Bowl, he could be like Nick Foles 2017, sure, all in, right? Because if the answer is no, what's the point? All right, because this is a Super Bowl or bust team. And Carson Wentz, hey, he looked fantastic against the Bengals, right? He was a point guard distributing, right? And if he looks great these next 2 games, it's going to be a decision after the bye week against the Eagles week 7, his former team. But absent that, like, if you're signing up a Carson Wentz just to go, I don't know, 12-5 and make the divisional round and then lose, like, what's the point, right? Because if you go with Wentz, no Super Bowl, then what do? Right? Because either you extend a 33-year-old quarterback who's been on 6 teams in 6 years, all of a sudden he's the Messiah because he's here with the Vikings, or do you go with JJ McCarthy, who now is out another full year of a completely invaluable experience, right? And I don't know, like it's a tough short-term versus short-term, medium-term, long-term decision. I think as of right now, as it stands, once JJ McCarthy gets healthy, you go back to him. And also, once you make a decision, that's a decision, right? Because if you decide to go with Carson Wentz the rest of the year, that's it. That's the decision. JJ McCarthy is the backup. Bro Show is number 3, and you have to go from there, because it can't be every single week flippy-floppy back and forth, right? Also, if it's JJ McCarthy's job, it's JJ McCarthy's job. Don't want to hear any second guessing from the fans, all that other stuff. Although, I mean, it's sports, man. There's always going to be second guessing and Monday morning quarterback, all that stuff. But I don't know, like, this is obviously a major decision, because everything about this team, especially the defense, especially this offensive line, once they get all the freaking parts together, Super Bowl caliber, in the trenches. Jordan Addison come back. Justin freaking Jefferson going to wake up and have himself some monster games coming on up. TJ Hockenson is back in the game. So, Jordan Mason, come on, man. So, again, it's a tough decision. And these next two games are going to reveal the answer. Because if Carson Wentz just copies and pastes what he did against the Bengals, I still think you go with JJ McCarthy. If he looks bad, obviously that's a different decision. If he looks fantastic, then I think you go with Wentz. But I guess we will see. These next 2 games, Steelers-Browns, could determine the rest of the year, because then you got the gauntlet. You got the Eagles, Chargers, Lions, Ravens. That is a full 4 weeks of big-time football, and it's going to be great, man. Hey, people complain about a tough schedule. They still have to play the Vikings. Also, you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. You want to be the best, you got to beat the best. It is what there's no Northwestern State in the playoffs, right? But that's it. Your thoughts are thoughts. CBS Sports thinks that the Vikings should roll with Carson Wentz the rest of the year. Actually, I didn't even say that, but Let us know your thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best to do. Skol, production value.